Shared universes are so hot right now.
The Marvel Cinematic Universe, the DC Extended Universe, Warner Brothers Monsterverse. Hell, even the Jump Street franchise gleefully teased a shared universe with Men in Black. Thinking about it though, they could have just been rustling us.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you will, look right here.
But now the studio that was once at the forefront of shared universes is now throwing their hat back into the ring. Yes, Universal Studios are reintroducing all of their classic monsters with their dark universe.
Could have worked on the name a little bit, God.
Anyway, the Mummy reboot is kicking the whole thing off. But how is it all going to tie together? Will Abbott and Costello feature? Can we please now forget about Dracula Untold? For all the answers to these questions and more, make sure to stick around. And while you're here, why don't you subscribe to GameSpot Universe for more hot content on movies, TV, anime, comics, and wrestling.
So here's everything you need to know about Universal's Dark Universe. That name. Ooh.
So, the Dark Universe is Universal's attempt to bring together all of its classic movie monsters in one place, and to do it in a way that makes viewers entirely forget about the existence of Van Helsing.
Too bad. So sad.
The aim is to create a world that unites their rich heritage of iconic monsters. A lineup that includes Dracula, Frankenstein's monster, the Wolfman, the Invisible Man, and the creature from the Black Lagoon. The Mummy is the first out the gate with a modern-day reboot that will feature Kingsman Sophia Boutella as the titular monster, Russell Crowe stars as the mysterious Dr. Jekyll, and Tom Cruise as... Tom Cruise? Not sure what he's doing there, to be honest. Whether The Mummy is a success or not, Universal has clearly done its homework and built a master plan for its brave new monster universe. They've created a sexy new logo and ident that, in a similar way to the MCU, will play before every entry into the Dark Universe, and have got a new musical theme to go with it, produced by legendary composer Danny Elfman. But most importantly, they've released this cast photo, which brings with it news that Javier Bardem has been cast as Frankenstein's monster and Johnny Depp will play the Invisible Man. Okay, so Universal's plan for the Dark Universe is clear enough. But how are they going to tie it all together?
To a new world
of gods and monsters.
Universal clearly want to emulate the success of the MCU, and from an outsider's perspective, it looks a little bit like they're copying their model. I guess if it ain't broke.
Anyways, they're tying everything together with a shady organization called ProDIGIUM. They really need to work on those names. ProDIGIUM will act like the shield of the Dark Universe, and playing the Nick Fury role within ProDIGIUM is Crow as Dr. Jekyll.
We don't know yet if he'll also be playing the cruel and sinister Mr. Hyde, but let's just say if his performance in Les Mis is anything to go by, he could be absolutely terrifying.
5 years for what you
The idea is that ProDIGIUM will be the glue that ties the Dark Universe together, a scientific enterprise with the goal of cataloguing different types of monsters, hence why they're muscling in on the action of the Mummy.
While it makes sense for the ProDIGIUM to tie together a modern-day monster universe, we can't help but feel a pang of sadness that these guys weren't invited to the party.
The Bride of Frankenstein.
Universal is already investing in its Dark Universe and has set a release date for its next movie, Bride of Frankenstein. This iconic gothic romance will appropriately land on February 14th, 2019, and interestingly will sidestep the origins of the square-headed monster in favor of his bride-to-be. While Bardem has been lined up for the monster, there's absolutely no word on who will play his bride or even his creator. The Wolfman and the creature from the Black Lagoon will also get a look in at some point, but there's next to no information on either of those beyond the fact that they're happening. Of course, there'll also be a reboot of The Invisible Man, or else Johnny Depp won't have anyone to feed him lines through his earpiece. Right, Jessica?
Johnny Depp sometimes has lines fed to him in an earpiece. Do you have a specific?
What's interesting though is the mooted Van Helsing reboot. Seeing as the latest trailer for The Mummy has pretty much spoiled the plot point that Tom Cruise's character, Nick Morton, again, awful name, is in some way immortal, we're thinking that he could potentially fill the role of the iconic monster hunter. Right now, his casting within the Dark Universe sticks out like a sore thumb. In a world of gods and monsters, who cares about a character called Nick Morton? If Universal ends up stealthing in an origin story for his character as Van Helsing within The Mummy, that will be a great way of establishing a shared cinematic universe early on. Plus, Cruise was rumoured to be playing Van Helsing in a reboot back in 2012, so that makes us like 80% sure we're right.
You can still repent. You do well to run, Lucian.
With the new Dark Universe, Universal are going to be reanimating their monsters. But where does that leave all the monster movies that came out in the last 10 years or so?
While nothing has been clearly stated, this new universe looks set to jettison everything that has come before. And that includes Dracula Untold, which was originally set to kick off the Dark Universe back in 2014. Director Gary Shaw even went as far as to shoot a scene that would bring Luke Evans' Dracula to the modern day, to be in line with Universal's plans, but nope, non-canon. Other films that are now also non-canon: gory gothic horror The Wolfman. Absolutely non-canon. What about the super camp huge jacked man starring Van Helsing? 1000% non-canon. Rollicking Brenda Fraser classic The Mummy and its sequel The Mummy Returns. Gone, but never forgotten. Other films, also not to be confused as part of the Dark Universe, now include the incoherent mess that was I, Frankenstein, the tonally bizarre Victor Frankenstein, or any of the approximately 27 Underworld movies.
So hopefully that's helped you make more sense of Universal's Dark Universe. What a terrible name though, seriously, you're going to talk about that name?
No, it's a bit of a mess, isn't it?
Yeah, but now's the part of the show where we take your comments and read them aloud to you, so you get to experience them twice.
Not this time.
Not this time.
Unfortunately.
So this show is actually pre-recorded because when it airs, we will be in Los Angeles out for E3 doing video game things. So next week though, comments.
No?
No?
No, I don't think so.
That one's pre-recorded too. The week after though, we'll be back.
Comments are back, baby.
Comments are back.
So get
Full
in there.
episode, bumper episode about comments. Fly down into the comment section.
Fly down, scooch down, slide down, whatever kind of movement you want to use to get down into the comments up until that point, and leave all your thoughts and theories and snide remarks and amazing jokes. Tell us how your day's been, what you've been eating.
Yeah, what you have for breakfast.
Tell me about your sex life, how's it going?
Whoa, Tommy Wiseau there. Or you can come find us on Twitter. I'm at LucyJamesGames.
And I am at Tamor H.
We will see you next time.
So how's your sex life?
Stop this.